Sure.
The U.S. government, um, they float these, these debt instruments, right? And like T-bills and they sell bonds and things like that that people can invest in.
Right.
And the government basically says, we will turn around and we will pay you interest on this, right? Whatever your
Correct.
return is. Let's say
Right.
5%, right? And so that's how the US government turns around and raises capital so they can do what they need to do,
In
right? So
fact,
basically it's
yes.
people lending money to the government.
And in fact, out of the 36, $37 trillion of debt that we have, I just looked at this. Roughly 28 trillion of that is in these treasury, and they're made up of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And in
Right.
a traditional stock folio, you're like a traditional portfolio that you have, that is made up of stocks and bonds. And bonds are supposed to be very little return, but the backbone of the economy. Like the US
Right.
is not going to default on the bond market. That would be catastrophic. And it's
Right.
interesting to see that these treasuries keep going. They were a few percent, like especially 2020. They were super low because we were lending out money super low. And so that reflected in the bond market. Now we're lending out money higher, same in the bond market. But it is interesting to see, and we'll get into this a little more, but it's interesting to see that even in 2025, I would say at the beginning of this year, Bitcoin is becoming more of a safe haven than your traditional T-bill, which is really interesting.